Then when people ask you, oh my god, where'd you buy this cheese? You can be like, I made it, bitch. Hi, I'm Kimmie, and today we're gonna make cheese. So today we're gonna make cheese, and it's really a very easy recipe. Something very basic that you might not know you could do at home. We really only have 3 ingredients, which is milk, vinegar or some kind of acid, and salt. We're gonna start in a large pot with a gallon of milk, which is about 3.5 liters. So I already have milk in here, and I'm just gonna turn this on like medium-high heat, then put all the milk in. So today we're using full-fat milk, so you don't really want to use skim milk or low-fat milk for this. Something with high butter fat content that just makes like a better texture and makes it easier for you and life. Okay, so full fat milk, this has like 3.5% fat. If you can't find like really full fat milk, you can sub about like half a liter of this for like buttermilk or cream, but like purely full fat milk is the best way to go. So we're just gonna wait for this to come to a simmer. You don't want it to boil because you don't want the milk at the bottom of the pot to scorch. So every once in a while you just have to help it along and stir it. It's gonna take a while because it is like a large quantity of milk, but once it does come up to temperature, it goes pretty fast. So you kind of just want to watch it. And then for this recipe, you're going to need a half a cup of acid. Today I'm using cane vinegar, but you can use distilled white vinegar. I feel like it doesn't really affect the flavor, so it really is a personal preference. If you wanted to use lemon juice, you could do that as well, because you could really sub any acid here. However, if you do use lemon juice, I suggest using double the amount, 1 cup, because I don't feel like it, but it is scientifically correct that you'll need more lemon juice to do this recipe than you do like another acid. But yeah, today I'm using cane vinegar. And then we have 2 teaspoons of salt, which also boosts the flavor and is self-explanatory because it's salty. And I'll just show you this setup that you'll need when you make this recipe. I just have a large bowl and a large strainer and a piece of muslin. Of course, you can also use cheesecloth because, you know, you're making cheese. I just didn't have any today. So you just want to line the strainer with this piece of cloth. This is where you'll strain the cheese and you'll separate the whey from the curds, which I can show you when the milk comes up to temperature. So we'll wait for this. This is kind of a nice project to like understand how cheese is made. It's very, very basic, and it's kind of fun and a little impressive, even though it's super, super easy. So we really suggest you make this at home with the recipe on pepper.ph. So if you look at the milk right now, starting to come up to temperature, there's steam coming from the milk. You can smell it. So you're close. You don't want this to boil. You just want really light bubbles on the surface. And then you're gonna actually turn the heat off. You don't want to add the vinegar while the heat is on because you don't want it to continue to cook. So we're gonna turn the heat off at this point and then stir in the vinegar. Now I'm stirring it, and you can see almost immediately that the curds are starting to form on the top. It's getting a little bit curdled, and you're just gonna mix that in. Then you're just gonna wait for it to form some more. And what you're really looking for here is for the curds to separate from the whey. So the milk is comprised of like parts. Compromised? What is the word? Composed of?
Comprised.
Comprised. The milk is comprised of the whey and the fat. So with the cheese that we're making, we're really separating those two. People are making fun of me. I don't know how to speak English. It's my second language. My first is love. So if you can see right now what we have, you can see the curds definitely, and you see that the liquid has turned clear and yellow. So that's what you're really looking for. And you're just gonna scrape the bottom just in case anything's stuck to the bottom. So we really want the curds. And then the whey is what we want to separate. That's why we use cheesecloth or muslin. It's a little finer than the strainer so that you can like keep all the curds in there. So I'm gonna strain this. Ow. Oh, the bowl has a hole. After nothing happened, this is kind of what you're gonna get. So you have the cheese here, which is draining, and then this is what should be coming out of it. So this is what I'm talking about when it's like yellowish clear liquid. This you can toss. You can still use it sometimes. I've used it before instead of pasta water. I feel like it works really well. So this is what we're really looking for here, which is the cheese. It's still moist. It still has some of the whey, so it's not completely drained. So depending on the texture of the cheese you want, that's really how long you're gonna drain this for. So if you want like a creamier cheese, of course you want some more moisture. Then if you wanted like a dry, crumbly cheese, you would really press all the moisture out. Let it sit in the fridge for like a couple hours just to let all the moisture out. I feel like just resting it for maybe 30 minutes and then squeezing it, that's the texture I prefer. Obviously, I'll show you that. And I'll also show you a couple ways you can use this. I've drained out about as much moisture as I want from this. It's not completely dry because I don't want that kind of cheese. So I'm just gonna turn the cheese out onto this empty bowl and then I'm gonna salt it. And so you can see the texture I was going for. So it's not completely dry. There's definitely still some moisture, but it's creamy and less crumbly, kind of like a wet cottage cheese, which doesn't sound good, but it's delicious. So I'm just gonna take that out, put this to the side, and then mix in some salt. So with this amount of cheese, I'm gonna go with about 2 teaspoons of salt. With this product, we can really do a lot. So you can store it in an airtight container in the fridge. You can use it on toast as a spread. You could make pasta, use it in pasta filling. You can also shape this cheese. So you could get a piece of plastic wrap, put the cheese on top, and then squeeze the air out of it, make it into a log, then refrigerate it overnight, and you can cut it into slices. Really, the sky's the limit. We're just gonna serve it up straight with some olive oil and some salt. Serve it like this. You can let this set up in the fridge for a couple minutes. So we took this out of the fridge. I'm just gonna unwrap it and turn it out carefully. Yeah, look at that. Very impressive. A lot of olive oil. Finish it with some sea salt and some black pepper. And there you have it, cheese. So make the recipe. We'll put some suggestions on the website as to how you can finish your cheeses. And tag us if you make it. Tag us at #peppercooks. That's a hashtag that exists. I said hashtag. Did I say hashtag?
Yeah. Well, you said tag. Yeah, no. You tag a hashtag.
Do you tag a hashtag? I know you don't forget the hashtag.
Don't forget.